leaving Evergreen, heading back home. Now we're trying the wireless mic. Let's see how this works. It's gonna go.
Yep.
And the sun went away. It's cold now.
Yep. Got a little cloud in the sky.
Alright, this is like take 10 with the mic setups. One mic, two mics, no mics, wireless mics, wireless with noise cancellation, wireless without noise cancellation. At this point, I don't know what to do if this one doesn't turn out. So hopefully we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, the problem is it's only picking up one microphone and then just a ton of wind noise, which hard to prevent on a motorcycle, right?
Yeah, but people are doing it, so it's got to be a trick somewhere. So now we have the Hollyland Lark M2 wireless, and we both have a wireless mic in our helmet. So we're trying to test that and then also test the distance that they can be. Supposedly it's 656 feet, but a few videos I've watched on YouTube, it's not that. It's more like 150. Which still should be fine for most of the situations that we're in. We're always pretty close to each other. Oh, man, I'm cold.
Ooh, it is very cold.
It's only 12 miles, or actually, yeah, about 12 miles from our house to Campfire. Not far at all.
No, it's not.
Don't do it, Jeep.
Yeah. Thought about it.
Yeah, they did. Still catching a lot of wind coming up through my chin, so.
Yeah, I need to order that chin dampener or whatever they call it.
Yeah, hopefully
helps.
that would help. Yeah, I mean, it's got to help somewhat.
Ooh, that
Wish
guy
I had
just
it right
fell
now
down.
because it's freezing. Huh?
That guy just fell down in the creek.
Oh, did he? Is he okay?
I don't know. His wife, I guess, will check on him. I don't know what they were doing. Craig's old Jeep?
No. I was thinking it might have been.
There's some sun.
Yeah, it needs to come out and stay out.
I need those, what were those wind things for those hands we saw the other day?
Hippo hands.
Hippo hands? Yeah.
Hippo hands or hippo guards. Or, just a heated seat and heated grips would be great.
Well, yeah. You did get me to sit on a few options this weekend with the terrible weather.
Yeah, I'm trying. So I can't get another bike unless I get you on board, so. Sat on new F900 GS Adventure. Sat on the Triumph 900 Rally Pro. I think that was it yesterday, and then we sat on the Touareg 660. Recently, T7 KTM 890 Adventure.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time finding something I can stand up comfortably on. Apparently my inseam is short.
Yeah, we're pretty much the same height. And I can flat-foot it on some of the bikes, and you can't at all. It's kind of weird. I thought we were pretty similar in inseam, but apparently not. And then that's also a comfort thing. The more experience you get, you'll be okay with leaning and just putting one foot down, because if you go full enduro, those are 37, 38 inch seat heights that, nobody can really flat foot those unless you're 6'5",
And for all those that don't know, I'm very new to riding.
You got what, 3,000 or 4,000 miles now on the 390 Adventure?
3,440 to be exact.
Okay, so you've put some miles on it. Your second season, the beginning of the second season, and honestly, it's the beginning of my second season on a bike on the road. I grew up on mini bikes and dirt bikes and three-wheelers and side-by-sides, and so I had a little bit of knowledge, especially just dirt bikes and whatnot, but the street's completely different. Do I regret the 390 Adventure? No, I don't think so, but I've always kind of been one of those, I wouldn't say adrenaline junkies, but I do like, power and, those types of things that get your heart going. So, I kind of wish I would have stepped it up and went with the Aprilia 660 like I originally wanted. Now the 890R, those have, I think 105 horsepower. I don't think I'm really necessarily ready or need that. But the Touareg has, I think, 80, and 390 has 44. So you're looking at nearly doubling the power. But the 390 is also no slouch for what it is. It's a peppy little bike, but it's good for us to learn on. It's very flickable. And you gotta have it way high in the RPM range, which is not ideal for an off-road bike. And one of the things that I don't like about it, especially on the harder stuff, but it also, helps you with clutch control and just learning that aspect of things, not like a T7 where you can get on it and just basically let out of the clutch and it just rolls. You definitely have to work the clutch a little bit more on the 390. And, we've dropped down a tooth on the front sprocket and the Fuel X Lite, and that's helped out quite a bit. But I think, at least for me, I feel like I've hit some of the limitations of the 390. But I'm not bored with it, really. I just would like something a little more off-road worthy, yet have the power to pass people. You can go 75, 80 on the 390, but that's, you gas it at 6th gear doing 75, it's going to climb really slowly. Or if you need to pass someone, or, a little exit maneuver if something comes up on the highway, there's just not a lot of power. But to learn on, it's been great. That's for sure. Especially for you, I think that the 390 is good.
Well, the lot of fear that I had on a motorcycle was due to childhood bad experiences on a mini bike, and not knowing clutch control and how the clutch and all that works. Nobody taught me. They just said hop on and go. I remember going through a fence as a kid, and that's always been my fear of just losing it, not controlling the throttle and clutch, and popping wheelies. And not having that fear on this bike has been really helpful with that.
Yeah, you're not going to really, I've seen people do wheelies on these bikes, and I'm sure you can, an experienced rider or someone that does wheelies and stuff. But it's not going to get away from you, this bike, Whereas some of those dirt bikes, you pop the clutch or whatever, it's going to stand up on you. And I've definitely been there as a kid. I've done it. I think most people have, and if you haven't, it's kind of one of those things that if it happens, great. If it doesn't, as long as you don't get hurt. And you didn't get hurt, but it just made you very, I wouldn't say skittish, but less than a year ago, you were very, I don't really know the word to use, but we were in that church parking lot and you didn't even want to, you just couldn't even get it out of first gear, and you're just, I'm done. And usually I like to teach people, but I don't have a lot of patience, but for some reason I maybe I did, I don't know. And you stuck with it, and it's worked out. Look at you now.
Well, I think you had some motive behind it. The more you get me involved in it.
Oh yeah, definitely motive behind it for sure. And there still is. Like, I'm gonna make you sit on every bike there is until you feel comfortable on one. Then you need to drive them. It's not really test riding season yet, but I think this year, test drive the Aprilia at 660 or a T7 or something like that, and just see how it is. And in a lot of those, I don't think you're not going to whiskey throttle it anyway. And now clutch control, how to pull off from a red light and whatnot, and off road and everything. So
most days,
yeah. Hey, it happens to everybody. I started out in second gear the other day, didn't realize it, and I killed it at a red light. I can do it in second gear if I know it's in second gear, but if I don't, And it's just going to take years and years and years. I mean, I definitely not going to drag a knee or anything like that, nor do I really want to on a bike unless I was on a track. But I think people who've been riding 20, 30 years still learn things. So,
oh yeah.
I don't know.
It has surprisingly taken me a while to get comfortable, which is surprising because you put me behind the wheel of a sports car or something fun, and I will push the limits.
Yeah, you don't really have fear there.
No.
Unless it's a manual, there's still a fear there. Let's be real. But you also, last summer, you drove Craig's S4 and got pretty good at that, so you were able to drive a manual supercharged V6. So
Yeah. I didn't get out of the parking lot, but I didn't kill it.
I thought you did. I thought we went for a little ride around town. Maybe not.
I don't think so. Yeah, there's that truck again with the.
That says
They just
something.
used
It's
Evergreen
the
Brewery.
yeah, it's
They
their
must have used that
logo.
logo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Forestry Service logo. Yeah.
But I've really enjoyed the bike. I mean, not in a million years would I ever thought I would be on one. And enjoying it. And going on a 7-day bike-only motorcycle trip through
Yeah,
the
and
collegiate peaks.
yeah, and we're already planning trips this year. I think we're going to do the ADV Fest that Revzilla puts on in the Black Hills. At least I want to do that this year, and I think that'll be a good opportunity. I know BMW, Triumph, CF Moto, Yamaha, I think are going to be there, so that'd be a good place to test drive a bike as well. And once again, there's Moto behind that as well, right? I'm going to put you on a bike.
And I love the technical aspect. That's one thing I do miss about the Jeep Wrangler. And, you drove probably 90% of the time. I did one crazy thing. And,
Yeah.
but I loved being outside to learn the technical aspect of the spotting and, wheel placement, tire placement is, key. And I think that translates here, on the bikes, but it is very different because there's a whole balance thing, and you can't just park it and have all 4 tires hit the ground.
Yeah, that's true. And
Hold the bike
And like,
up.
yeah, and like you said, learning that tire placement and throttle control and how to spot someone in different areas and know how to get out of situations. Like those are just like kind of working your brain to have that kind of mentality and that thought. It really, I think, does help with the motorcycles.
Do need to get the Allen wrench around the skid plate.
Yeah, that we both have the T-Rex skid plate, and for whatever reason, there is one bolt that doesn't line up, and we've taken them off twice, putting them back on, left bolts loose, tightened some before the others. Just tried different things and just could not get it to line up. And the only thing I can think of now is that we did off-road these bikes quite a bit and bashed the stock skid plate, and you had the factory KTM Power Sports Power Parts, whatever it's called, skid plate, and cracked that aluminum. So I know we did put it through some things, so maybe that bracket's bent, but I don't know. But yes, we do need to get that figured out. That's for sure. Because I can hear
there's two
mine rattle.
options. Yeah, I think there's 2 options. Either try to bend the bracket back to that spot, or watch that motorcycle.
Motorcycle. Oh, well. Oh, well. I didn't know if they were coming or not.
I got stuck.
Well, I couldn't tell. They were kind of feet down and not going.
So yeah, either adjust the bracket, get some bending in it, or drill out a new hole where the bracket's at now and just kind of meet it where it's at.
Yeah, we definitely need to get that figured out before we get on any hard trails this year.
So pretty windy here. I'm hoping, I'm not expecting it all the wind noise to go away, but hopefully we can get it so everybody can understand us, because who doesn't love this commentary between us?
Yeah, hopefully. You know, Chase on Two Wheels on YouTube. Shout out to him. We've watched his video, like, I don't know, 5 times with his latest mic setup, and you know, we've tried the cheaper setup that he had with the Purple Panda mic, and now we're doing the wireless setup. Different wireless mic, but kind of the same in a way. But now the next step, if this doesn't work, is, I don't know, he has a $400 wired mic and a $400, you know, the Rode Wireless Pro setup, and I don't know, maybe in post he's doing a lot of noise reduction. I don't know. But I'd like to get it figured out.
Bicycles again.
Well, they're getting off the bike.
Okay.